good evening to all of you. Okay, today's session is basically to convey some important information regarding economy prelims. Okay, so today I will just convey you the most important economic topics. Okay, which was in news for the last 2 years. Okay, so always keep this one important point in mind. Okay, you are supposed to prepare thoroughly all the conventional topics. Okay, you are supposed to know all the conventional topics. For example, money and banking, conventional topics regarding RBI, the various instruments used by RBI. Okay, so there are many topics are there under money and banking. There are many topics are there under external sector. So you are supposed to know about all the concepts, conventional topics from external sector, public finance, capital market, inflation, agriculture. Okay, so first, the importance should be given for you. You should, as an economics student, you are supposed to be thorough with all these conventional topics. Okay, because UPSC asks questions from conventional topics. But the last few years, UPSC is giving more importance to current affair topics. That's where these topics will be very much helpful for you. Okay, but your preparation has to be balanced. You have to be very thorough with the conventional topics, when especially all the concepts associated with all the core areas in economy, as well as the last 2 years important current affairs. Okay, so I will just topic wise. Okay, I am discussing the most important current affair topics. Okay, and you just have an idea. Many of the topics either I have covered in the test discussion or through in our current affair program, Eco Affairs program. So keep this in mind. Okay, these current affair topics you should prepare in the next remaining days. Okay, you are supposed to know about it. Okay, and I know this time is mainly used for revision purposes. In terms of economy, you are supposed to know about all these important topics. There is a high chance that many of these many of these topics question may be asked. So you will get naturally an edge over other students by preparing these very important current affair topics from economy. And keep this in mind, unlike any other subjects, in the last few years, the maximum importance UPSC have given to economy, it's mainly due to the current affair only. Okay, so you can expect around 25 out of 100, nearly 25 questions from economy, conventional as well as current affair topics. So naturally, economy will give you an edge over other students. So if you are strong in economy, means your chances of qualifying prelims is very high. So based on that, so I am not discussing any topic in detail. I'm just telling you these are the important topics and you have to prepare it before your prelims 2020. Okay, so I have divided the important topics from money and banking. Okay, I'll suggest you be thorough with money and banking topics. Okay, money and banking is the most favorite area of UPSC. Consistently, every year minimum 3 to 4 questions they will ask from money and banking, and naturally most of these questions, money and banking questions, are quite easy provided you are prepared of these. Means if you are prepared the conventional and current affair topics from money and banking, you can answer every question. Okay, so in the last 2 years, these are the topics which were in news mainly. Okay, so you are supposed to know these topics. Okay, from money and banking, topics are yield curve, operation twist, it's nothing but a special open market operation. Then insolvency and bankruptcy code, very chance that this year there will be a question. Okay, economic survey, both the economic survey have covered in detail about insolvency and bankruptcy code. Then external benchmark based lending, a favorite area of UPSC. In relation to small finance bank, payment bank and cooperative bank and regional rural bank. Okay, you have to see these are conventional topics. From all these types of banks, UPSC have asked question. But in the last 2 years, there have been a lot of current affairs associated with these topics. So either they will ask you current affair related with these banks or the concepts. Okay, what are the features of these banks? So prepare it together, these banks together. So from these 4 topics from banks, I'm expecting one question. You can expect question from small finance bank, payment bank, cooperative bank or regional rural bank. Then concepts like, as part of Basel III norms, the last 2 years, you're supposed to know about Basel III norms in thoroughly. Along with that, especially concepts like liquidity coverage ratio, okay, and as well as a facility availed to manage that is FALLCR, okay. Then capital conservation buffer, it was in news. Then counter-cyclical capital buffer. So these are all related with Basel III norms. And see, I told you there are RBI have come with in the last 2 years many innovative way of managing the monetary policy. Okay, so one of those monetary policy is that okay, dollar rupee swap as part of injecting liquidity as well as increasing our forex reserve. Dollar rupee swap have been conducted by RBI. So that makes this topic very important. Then this long-term repo operation, another monetary policy tool used by RBI recently. Then as part of regulatory framework, prompt corrective action framework is very important. Then due to Yes Bank, 81 bonds, additional tier 1 bonds. Then Sarfasi Act, very important, okay. Sarfasi Act was in news recently. Then partial credit guarantee scheme. Then I recently launched a fully accessible route by RBI. Then the various RBI reserves, because in 2019 and very recently in 2020, just few days back, in 2019, RBI have transferred a record transfer to the government in nearly 1.75 lakh crore. Because of that, they can ask a question regarding RBI reserves. Then the many changes introduced in National Housing Bank makes this topic very important. Then the concepts like, even though it is a current affair, they can ask you questions, concepts related with quantitative easing, liquidity trap, okay. Many of these topics I've discussed in the question answer discussion. Then the recent RBI's revised framework for resolution of stressed assets, very, very important topic. Then another important current affair, okay, Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation. Then recently introduced advisory board for banking frauds by Central Vigilance Commission, okay, to deal with banking frauds. Then the mega merger announced by the finance minister, okay. So many public sector banks will merge, okay. So they will ask in questions related to public sector banks or regarding which all banks will be merged together, okay. So that can be a potential question, and you are supposed to know, okay, after going through the conventional topics of money and banking, these current affairs, you are supposed to know about the important analysis made regarding money and banking. There's an exclusive chapter on money and banking in economic survey. And I told you this year economic survey 2018-19 is also important because the economic survey 2018-19 was released in July 2019 and economic survey 19-20 was released on February 2020. Okay, so these time are very important for you. Okay, so both the economic survey have covered money and banking in detail. So that makes you are supposed to know about, and I have covered the money and banking economic survey in detail. Recently it is available in our YouTube channel. So if you watch that will be sufficient for you. Okay. So these are important topics from money and banking. I am telling you the most important area is money and banking. Then comes external sector topics. Okay. See, when I say external sector, you are supposed to know about topics like World Bank, IMF, WTO, intellectual property rights, the different concepts of intellectual property rights, different types of intellectual property rights, free trade agreements, then foreign exchange reserves, exchange reserve systems, okay, then basic concepts related with balance of payment. You are supposed to know all these topics, okay, and after going through all these topics only your current affairs will be much more effective. And I told you economic survey also have an exclusive chapter dealing with external sector, okay. So other than that, FDI in e-commerce, okay, a concept like marketplace model, inventory model will make, I give very importance to this. Then voluntary retention route is associated with FPI, that make this route very important. Then the recent changes introduced by the government regarding external commercial borrowings. Then the recent double taxation avoidance agreements. Even though it is 2018 and 19 topic that makes this concept, as well as why India made some changes to the double taxation avoidance agreement. Then this base erosion profit shifting, which is consistently in news. Then the US withdrawal, okay, this generalized system of preferences and related news. So that makes this topic, generalized system of preferences, very important for you. Then Google tax, or another name for Google tax is equalization levy. Equalization levy is the formal name, but informally they are called as Google tax. Then very important, International Financial Service Center. International Financial Service Center this year is very important. Then a consistent topic from WTO. WTO appellate body, I have covered this topic, I have covered in detail and it's available on YouTube. Then the India-Switzerland automatic exchange of information. It's a very important achievement for the government. Okay, Switzerland banks are ready to convey the financial information. Okay, then very important trade agreement, mega trade agreement, regional comprehensive economic partnership. Even though they were in use in the last 2 or 3 years, the India's withdrawal from RCEP makes it more important. So they can ask you any question regarding RCEP. Then the recent scheme, this is covered in the economic survey, export tax refund scheme. Then a current affair related with intellectual property rights. Okay, regarding Copyrights Act, amendment to the Copyrights Act, make this society very important, in Indian Performing Rights Society. So it's a current affair related with copyrights. Then I told you are supposed to know about all the free trade. Economic survey have given so much of importance to free trade. India's free trade agreements. Okay, you are supposed to know with which all countries India is having free trade agreement, with which all organization India is having free trade agreement. So in the last pages of the economic survey of external sector chapter have covered India's already signed free trade agreement as well as the negotiating free trade agreements. So that this was not covered in the earlier economic survey, but both the economic survey have covered in detail. So that makes the concepts of free trade agreement as well as recent India's free trade agreements very important for you. Okay, and like that, okay, external sector economic survey of both the economic survey, you are supposed to read it. So that will give you an edge in external sector. So from external sector also UPSC asks lot of questions. Okay, so you are supposed to know about all the external sector important current affairs. Then coming to public finance, this year there have been more current affairs from public finance. Okay, and you know the reason there is a problem related with our public finance in the last few years, especially regarding the budget deficit, disinvestment, etc. Okay, we could not able to attain the goal of disinvestment target in financial year 1920, and now we are having one of the highest fiscal deficit, and this coronavirus issue has made the excessive financial year also, we are expected to go for a higher fiscal deficit. Already our economy is in slowdown. Most probably once the available data is available, okay, officially we will announce it that our country is currently under recession. So these topics are this makes this topic on public finance very important for you. And I told you after last year prelims only, the full-fledged budget, okay, you know June was the prelims. In July only economic survey and budget was released. So this year's economy prelims is very significant in the sense that you are supposed to know both the budget and both the economic survey. And that makes this year's economic prelims questions quite, you are supposed to know more, and chances of current affairs to be very high are, you are expected to expect more questions from current affairs. Okay, so you are supposed to know about both the budget of 1920 and 2021, the important announcements and the important decision being taken, the important programs and schemes discussed in the budget. You can expect few questions from it. Then goods and services tax, okay, very important topic, okay, regarding the concepts and the recent current affairs related with goods and service tax. Then the direct tax code proposed by the government, and recently a panel have submitted a report regarding direct tax code, so they can ask you regarding that. Very important economic survey also have covered in detail regarding this national pension system. This employees provident fund, employee state insurance scheme, okay, all are very important. This provident fund, insurance, state insurance, okay. Then post office savings scheme, you are supposed to know all the post office savings scheme, but especially there's a high chance that they can ask a question regarding public provident fund, because the government have made many changes to public provident fund recently. Then the concept, what is off-budget financing, it is a current affair because government is going for off-budget financing, so they can ask you what is off-budget financing. And the recent corporate tax reforms introduced by the government, and it is covered explicitly in a thorough manner in the economic survey. I have covered that, video is available in YouTube. You watch that, very important topic, okay. Corporate tax reforms, corporate tax, you have to prepare together, okay. Corporate tax reforms and the new personal income tax regime introduced in this year's budget. and I don't know why students are not giving so much of importance to these topics. Okay, both these topics I have the videos are available in YouTube. Prepare thoroughly regarding corporate tax reforms and new personal income tax regime. From any of these, from one of these topics, you can expect a question. That is one of the most important current affairs from public finance. The National Company Law Tribunal and National Company Law Appellate Tribunal is in it's a very important news. Gender budgeting, you know, every year it is very important, but this year's economic survey have given special importance to gender budgeting. That makes this topic very important for you. Then adjusted gross revenue, another very important current affair. Still this issue is going on between telecom companies and the Department of Telecommunication. This also I have covered it. Then the recent plan of the government in terms of disinvestment, especially the 1920 target of disinvestment and 2021 budget, what is the disinvestment plan. Also the various tools used by the government, like government have went for IPO, FPO, buyback, okay, then exchange traded fund, okay. So what are the various routes used by the government, and disinvestment is very, very important, okay. Then the concept of takeout financing, the GST Appellate Tribunal, a current affair related with GST. Then the important recommendations of 15th Finance Commission, have an idea. 15th Finance Commission only have given recommendation for this financial year. A full-fledged report will be submitted. So I have covered 2 videos on 15th Finance Commission, both are available in YouTube. So if you go through it, you will get to know the most important recommendation from that. Okay. So this public finance this year have become very important for you. Be thorough with all these topics, and plus economic survey, the important topics covered in the economic survey from the chapter fiscal development. It is nothing but public finance only. Now coming to capital market current affair topics, okay, concepts of mutual fund, okay. And then in relation to mutual funds, there is a topic what is called as side pocket or side pocketing. It's a very important current affair related with mutual fund. Exchange traded fund, okay. From these topics, okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is exchange traded concept of exchange traded fund, CPSC exchange traded fund, the first government exchange traded fund, then Bharat 22 exchange traded fund, these two are equity exchange traded fund, and the recent government launched bond exchange traded fund, Bharat bond. From these topics, surely you will get a question. That is that much important this year is the concept of exchange traded fund. So be thorough with all these topics. Then concepts of sovereign gold bonds, masala bonds, alternative investment funds, angel tax, topics like conned funds, non-convertible debentures, systematic investment plan, a plan related with mutual funds, then bilateral netting for financial contracts, offshore fund management, okay, offshore fund management, economic survey have come up with a special coverage of offshore fund management that makes this particular topic very important for you. And this recent exchange launched in India, that is India International Exchange, okay. So these are the current affair topics from the capital market again. So money and banking, external sector, capital market, public finance, all are very important topics, core topics of Indian economy, okay. So the conventional part as well as current affair is very important. Unless and until you are not good in the conventional part and the concepts, answering current affair you will not be that much, will not be comfortable for you, okay. So that makes this subject very tricky, okay. Unlike other current affair subjects, okay, if you are thorough with the concepts of economy and the conventional part of economy, then only you can answer the current affair part in a very good way. So make sure that this when you study a subject, this topic wise current affair, you revise all the conventional parts. And one important suggestion I want to give you here is that please solve all the previous year questions, okay. Just have an idea, at least if you are not getting time, at least from 2011 to 19, be familiar with, see, they will not repeatedly ask you the same question. I am asking you to familiarize it, okay. How UPSC asks questions, okay. What type of questions UPSC have asked from external sector, the number of questions being asked from the external sector, okay. What type of question have been asked from money and banking, capital market, public finance, the number of questions being asked. So, and how UPSC tricks students in with those questions, okay. Once you are familiar with the pattern of the question and once you are thorough with the conventional part and current affairs part, you can score very well in economy, okay. So please aware of all these things. And see, the 2011 to 19 topic wise questions are available in our Telegram channel, and we will attach it with this video. You can download it, those who are not having it. Then agriculture is also very important. Okay, the topics which is important on agriculture are Operation Greens, the recent initiatives taken up by the Ministry of Food Processing Industries. Okay, then minimum support price, PM Kisan scheme, very important scheme, PM Kisan scheme. Then see, economic survey have covered the schemes of PM Kisan scheme, Kalia scheme of Odisha, Raitu Bandhu scheme of Telangana, as well as Uttarakhand scheme. Okay, so but these three, I will say that these three scheme, okay, UPSC can ask a question from any of these three scheme. Okay, this Pradhan Mantri Kisan scheme, which is a national level MSP scheme, okay, income support scheme to support the farmers. Income support scheme, these all are income support scheme. Kalia scheme, it's a state government scheme, and Raitu Bandhu is a state, again a state Telangana government, Odisha government. But since this, it has covered in the economic survey in detail, this, and also was in current affair for last 1 year, 1.5 year, this topic is very important for you. Then a scheme related with food processing industry, PM Kisan Sampada Yojana. Then you are supposed to know about the APMC Act and reforms being introduced, including the ENAM, Electronic National Agriculture Market. A new concept introduced in the budget, zero budget natural farming is very important. And also National Crop Insurance Portal is very important, it is covered especially in the economic survey. Then very important under PDS, Public Distribution System, One Nation, One Ration Card scheme. Then the recent reforms the government have brought in, like agri-marketing and farmer-friendly reforms index. Okay, this is covered in the economic survey, agri-marketing and farmer-friendly reforms index. You can expect a question from that. Then National Inland Fisheries and Agriculture Policy 2019. These topics are covered in the economic survey, so that makes these topics very important for you. Then the concepts of food subsidy, okay, and then PM Fasal Bima Yojana, a very important insurance scheme under agriculture, and Essential Commodities Act. Okay, Essential Commodities Act was in use, but especially during the Corona period, especially sanitizer and you know that mask, okay, mouth mask have been included in the Essential Commodities Act in March, and from July 1st onwards it was withdrawn from the essential commodities. Okay, so there is a chance that they will ask you what all items are included in the Essential Commodities Act, or what are the purpose behind or the objective behind Essential Commodities Act. So makes these topics on agriculture very important for your coming prelims. Okay, now infrastructure. Okay, infrastructure you are supposed to know. If you go through both the economic survey infrastructure topics, that will be more than sufficient. And some important initiatives taken on the budget. Okay, so for infrastructure as well as in government scheme, focus on economic survey and the budget, what has been covered, and also the important any scheme or infrastructure scheme is there, you focus on that. So I will say that National Infrastructure Pipeline have become very important this year. Leads Index 2019 is very important. Investment Clearance Cell, all are recent initiatives. Then Hybrid Annuity Model, a particular model of public-private partnership. Then Infrastructure Trust, Real Estate Infrastructure Trust and Infrastructure Investment Trust, very important, you can expect a question. Then government's very important projects like, okay, Sagarmala for seaports, Bharatmala Pariyojana for roads, Mission Purvodaya as part of making India an integrated steel hub, Urja Ganga project, then FASTag, BharatNet, then regional connectivity scheme, UDAN, Uday Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, including UDAN International. Then Smart Cities Mission. Okay, Economic Survey have given special importance to Smart Cities Mission. You are supposed to know what Economic Survey have covered about Smart Cities Mission. So these are the more important topics, most important topics from infrastructure. So infrastructure also have now become the favorite area of UPSC for prelims. You are supposed to know about what all infrastructure, what all basics about ports, then roads, airports, etc. Okay, so even including railways, okay, energy, etc. But these are the current topics. But focus more on the economic survey for infrastructure. Then coming to the government schemes, okay, there are more than hundreds of government schemes are there. But I have picked you some very important schemes so that you can revise these topics very thoroughly. I am sure that 1 or 2 questions can be asked from this government schemes. Okay, so PM Garib Kalyan Yojana, okay, launched after the Corona, this pandemic. Okay, then Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyan Yojana, again PM Cares Fund related with Corona. Vivad Se Vishwas scheme, which was introduced in this budget. Nirvik scheme, Jal Jeevan mission, all are very important. National Technical Textile Mission, again introduced in this budget. Conventional government schemes, very, very important. I am expecting a question either from Ujjwala Yojana or Saubhagya scheme. So don't take it lightly. These two schemes are very, very important for you. Be thorough with, you study in detail about these schemes, Ujjwala Yojana and Saubhagya. Then many pension schemes like PM Shram Yogi, Mandan Yojana, PM Laghu Vyapari, Mandan Yojana. Then again, there were pension scheme for farmers, etc. All you be thorough with all those schemes, but give importance to these two. And this year, economic survey has given both the economic survey has given very much importance to Pradhana Mantri Awas Yojana, both rural and urban. So be very thorough with the Pradhana Mantri Awas Yojana. Give importance to economic survey only for Pradhana Mantri Awas Yojana. Then Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission. Then Ayushman Bharat, and so Ayushman Bharat is having two components, but the most important component is PM Jan Arogya Yojana, high chance, be thorough with it. Sustainable Development Goals, economic survey. Just see, there are many sustainable development goals are there, but give importance to the sustainable development goals mentioned in the economic survey. So there is a direct, you can expect a question from it. Then Pradhana Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, again and Kaya Kalp, cover it from the economic survey only. Then PM Gram Sadak Yojana, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, economic survey has given a special importance to these topic. Then PM Suraksha Bima Yojana, PM Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, Atal Pension Yojana, then PM Vaya Vandana Yojana, PM Rozgar Protsahan Yojana, Ocean Abhiyan Nutrition Mission, Mission Indradhanush. Then recent, the biggest reforms been launched after to deal with Corona pandemic, okay, Atma Nirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, okay. So if you go through all these government schemes and make a comparison and study, and also see the previous year questions of government schemes, okay, how government schemes questions are being asked, that will make you that you can solve or you can make it correct all the questions from government scheme. Again, I am telling that, okay, government schemes give importance to economic survey and the recent last two budgets, okay, both the economic survey and both the budget for infrastructure and government schemes, okay, that is your primary source, okay, from there only directly UPSC will ask questions, okay. If you go through the primary source and then if you are reading the, if you are aware of the previous year questions pattern, then chances of you making those topics questions correct is very high, okay. So do prepare in this manner only. Then the other than these, okay, so the most important as per the number, if you look into the number of current affairs asked from the economy, the maximum number of questions will is generally asked from money and banking, followed by external sector, then agriculture, then public finance, then capital market, then government schemes and infrastructure, okay. So these are the 7 core topics coming under the Indian economy. They are huge topics. There are a lot of conventional topics are there, current affairs are there. You're supposed to know. Then other topics like they can expect questions from inflation, okay, national income, etc. So there are other miscellaneous topics like human development. So that I have covered. That's why other related topics like from national income, this cyclical and structural slowdown is very important. Then labor force participation rate, very important from the human development point of view. A recent amendment, Motor Vehicles Amendment Act 2019. And this economic survey have discussed about a new phenomena, this cobweb theory or cobweb phenomena. Since it is covered in the economic survey, you have to read it and you have to understand it. There is a high chance that it will be covered, it will be asked. Then recent MSME initiative taken up by the government, it is exclusively covered in the economic survey regarding the recent MSME initiatives. Then the reforms under apprenticeship rules, okay, again I have taken from, this is from economic survey only. Then services inflation, again economic survey topic. The two indexes related with housing price, okay, that is two important indexes for housing. National Housing Bank's Index and RBI's House Price Index, again covered in the economic survey. And then economic survey has also come up with a heading on defense budget proposals, so that makes that topic also important. Sandush portal. So you are supposed to know about these topics very thoroughly, okay. So few more topics may be there, I might have missed out. So be updated in our Telegram channel, okay. Before your prelims, I will share the PDF, a consolidated PDF topics, okay. the important topics as well as some important questions. Okay, so be actively involved in our Ekam IAS Economics Prelims Telegram channel. I hope that most of you are there. If you are not there, join it. Okay, it's a public channel, and many important information I will convey it through our Economic Prelims Telegram channel. And I hope that you are benefiting with our economy series program, the test discussion questions, the eco phase program. And my suggestion to those students who are weak in economy, okay, don't avoid economy. Economy is the core subject. Without economy, you can't qualify prelims. If you feel that, only if you feel that you are weak in economy, we have a solution for you. Our exclusive prelims course, speed economy course. It's a 100+ hour course. You just watch it, read our material, you will become the master in that particular subject. That's my guarantee. It's not a promotion thing. It is just to help you. You will get the best classes in India for economy. If you only feel that you are weak, otherwise there is no need to join. So study well, follow our Telegram channel as well as our YouTube channel. More information is coming to you, okay? And after prelims, we are having plan for mains economy also. Do read our both current affair magazine, okay, prelims exclusive and mains current affairs magazine, okay. So utilize our resources which we are sharing with you in our Telegram channel, and in our it is available also in our website, okay. Study well, ensure that don't slow down. We know that economy is in slow down, but your preparation should not affect that, okay. You should not slow down in relation to your preparation, okay. Whatever, see, there are many discussions going on regarding the prelims date or the postponing the date. You should not worry about all those things. One day you have to write prelims and mains, and you are, I know as a student, none of you are not fully prepared. None of you have not given your best, okay. So it's the time to come out of all these the issue, unnecessary discussion going on, okay. Just focus on your goal. Whenever the UPSC conduct prelims, you have to write prelims. So make sure that you don't waste your time. Study thoroughly, both for your prelims and mains. Ensure that, like other students, successful candidates, your name is there in the rank list. So work for that goal only. We are there for that purpose only. We are here only just to support you and help you to achieve your goal. So make sure that you study hard, focus on your goal, and don't deviate from any discussions going on currently, unnecessary discussions. So prepare well, all the best. We are there always to support you. Thank you.